What up, people? It's your man Jim McCree coming at y'all once again. Uh, I keep hearing all of this talk about gods and goddesses. If the black woman is God or the black man is God, so on and so forth. I believe in the principle of as is above is below. We study the basic atom, and we can see our solar system. You understand what I'm saying? So, taking that premise that what is below is above, meaning in the same motion, the same principle, the microcosm to the whole, I say that it's a complementary force between man and woman that activates the God power within both of them. You will not hear McCree saying that he is the all powerful or anything of that nature, for I see the power of the sun being more significant as a function than me in my existence. That's what I see. So, saying that, I'm going to say this: the black man is the initiator in all that he does. If we want to see where our creation begins or want to mimic the creator, we will take it down to the basic level of intercourse, where the black man gets an erection and he sparks sperm out to the woman. The woman therefore takes the sperm and she sustains it and cultivates it. She gives it shape. She nurtures it, and then it becomes its own living entity. So, saying that, my thing is this: the black man must be creative mentally and create new things, institutions. He must take land, stake it out, and put the blueprint on that land. And then it is the woman's job to take it, cultivate it, put a beautiful shine on it, grow it, and make it even better to where it stands on its own. So when I say world orphan, I'm speaking about man, black people in the diaspora not having a father in the sense of culture, institutions that's good for us. We don't have rituals, that are good for us or beneficial for us. You understand what I'm saying? We have bullshit. We don't have our own currency. Some black organizations or groups do have their own language to where if they started talking, nobody would understand what they're saying. That's part of being a father, the universal father, or I don't even want to use that term. I use the term of that's part of being the man. You know what I mean? That's part of being the ideal man, the initiator, activating your God power inside of yourself as a man. Now, as the woman, it's up to her, in my humble opinion, to maintain and sustain all of that. Teach it to the children, to the youth. And not only that, add on her complementary awesome force and power to that. You understand what I'm saying? As sperms, we're very weak. But once we get inside of that woman, we begin to develop on our own. So it's up to the woman to keep the culture alive, to represent that culture in all of its entirety and strength. And that's where it's at, man. You know what I'm saying? We see in the white man society, he goes about and he spreads his empire and ideals to other places, and then he sets up a government. You understand what I'm saying? He basically wipes out all opposition to his idealism in other lands, and then he sets up a government. He doesn't depend on his woman to do that. You feel me? But as we go into the times of antiquity, with the Candaces, Hatshepsuts, so on and so forth, and the Nzingas, it's the man that goes out, claims the land, puts the bid in, and then it's the woman who maintains it and blows it up. You understand what I'm saying? That is what we see. We see the women holding it down later. Even with the Nubians when they took over Egypt. They went up there, they handled their business, and then they let the woman hold it down, and they went back home. That is how I believe that black people operate naturally. You understand? And I think that's the way that it should be. Just like in a material world sense, the man goes out and gets the resources. He brings it home, and the woman makes those resources, whether edible or comfortable, for the family. She holds the household down while he goes out hunting and gathering. You understand what I mean? So we see that in a lot of different societies. We don't see it in our society in present day, but all of this talk about is the black man God, is the black woman God. You know, it's good for discussion, but in activation, how can we make and see ourselves as complementary forces? I've never met a woman who could produce on her own, and I rarely see black men who I would consider kings. You know, I could see that in your own household where you say, I'm the king and she's the queen, meaning that y'all have a love for servicing one another, which is a good thing. But as far as being a real king in the sense of the actual definition, I just don't see it. And I think we should stop delusioning or delusionizing ourselves into believing that we kings and queens or gods and goddesses. That is some shit for our self-esteem because we were dehumanized. There's nothing wrong with being a stand-up man or woman and acting as stand-up men or women, and not just thinking as stand-up men and women, but acting on our manhood and womanhood. So as men, we need to come up with ways that we could put our bid in and initiate a creative process that's beneficial for our kind and our people. And as women, they could figure out ways to complement, but not only complement, put their creative forces into it to make it even that much better. You understand what I'm saying? And holding it down, sustaining. We're the initiators. They are the sustainers. There's no doubt in my mind. If you look at childbirth, that is how it goes. If the woman is fucked up, the baby is going to come out fucked up. You understand what I'm saying? The man can be fucked up. He can leave, but if the woman stays sane, proper diet, emotionally stable, the baby will come out good. So it's on the woman to sustain and maintain the institutions that the man has to create, and the man must create these institutions with regard for both man and woman and his future. We have to keep that in mind. So that's all I want to say. Peace. Let's get it.